We are live from the Denver airport right now. People are running around, people are crying. Over 1,000 flights were canceled across the country today. People's attitudes are being tested. So I thought, what better video idea than talking about how to control your attitude despite any set of circumstances. So many of you who watch this channel are in sales and you fail on a daily basis. You're told no, you don't win the sales deal, you get hung up on in the cold call. So how do you keep a steady, positive, optimistic attitude despite anything that happens in your world? There's so much out of your control, including my day today. My flight was delayed about 7 hours, and at first I was a little bummed out, and then I thought, at least it's still happening. At least I can still get on a flight and go to Dallas tonight. I'm in Denver. I spent the last couple days. Haven't been as consistent with the videos, so I thought, you know what, it'd be easy to skip today's video, but we're gonna make a video from the airport. People are probably judging me regardless, but we're gonna get some content out each and every day. If you can appreciate that, make sure to leave a like on this video now. 2 stories for you, and then I'm gonna talk about some practical, tangible, real life examples and frameworks you can apply in your own life. Number 1, from the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, the very first chapter is called Be Proactive, and it talks about you can't control your circumstances. You can't control if you get hit by a car. You can't control who you're born to. You really can't control your name, your ethnicity, your age, your gender, all of that. It's all out of your control, and there's stimulus and situations and circumstances happening to you each and every day, such as your flight getting canceled, such as you getting told no in a sales cycle. And the stimulus happens to you, and then before anything else happens, you are able to respond accordingly. So before anything happens, it's easy to have that fight or flight or that gut reaction of, oh, this thing bad happened to me, then I need to respond poorly. Whereas what you can do is whatever happens to you, you can then say, okay, it happened, now I can choose how you respond. You can choose how you respond to anything. So next time you find yourself immediately getting worked up, such as in an argument, such as someone telling you something that you don't like, rather than just immediately saying, wow, this is the worst thing ever, think and say, okay, that stimulus happened to me, and I now have the ability to choose how I respond. My flight gets delayed, and I choose to say, it's okay, I'll continue forward, and we'll get to my destination one way or another. Secondly, there's a book I'm reading right now called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. He lived in Germany around the Holocaust time frame. He was a psychologist, and he was of course Jewish, and was taken to a concentration camp. He was there for a couple years until he was eventually liberated, and he wrote a book talking about his experience and really the mindset of a prisoner day to day. And of course, the first half of the book is the horrifics of working in a concentration camp, people not having shoes and having to work in the snow all day, people dying by disease, people getting killed in one way, shape, or form. And what he talked about was everything can be taken from a man. When you go to a concentration camp, everything is taken from you. Your name, you're just given a number. You have no sense of identity. And so many of you who out there who are males, 90% of you watch this, your identity is probably wrapped up in your job. So when something poorly happens to you on a day-to-day basis, you think, wow, my sense of identity is questioned, therefore I'm not as much of that person as I want to be. And the whole point of the book is he pretty much says everything can be taken from a man, and really the last of the human freedoms is your ability to respond despite any given set of circumstances. And that plays right into the be proactive piece, because a lot of these people, the guy in the line behind me was cussing out and saying, man, there's so much wrong, there's so much wrong. Meanwhile, I was just vibing, I was listening to a podcast, and it was all good. So we're in the airport now, we're headed back to Dallas tonight, had a great trip in Denver, and before I get too off track, I want to keep this on topic, since the topic is how to control your mindset. And on a day-to-day basis in sales, my mindset is tested. I feel like some days are great, some days can go poorly, and ultimately there's so much that happens to you that you may or may not control. And sales is a game of probabilities. What I mean by that is you can't control ultimately if your prospect or customer buys. You can't control ultimately if that person on the other end of the cold call accepts your meeting. But what you can control is your mindset and ultimately your execution. So in a sales cycle, as an account executive who has a quarterly quota, what I focus on is what can I do incrementally each and every day to add value to my deals, to increase my probabilities of wins. You do that enough and you'll start to win more, you'll start to close more deals, you'll start to make more money. And ultimately the whole thing of mindset transcends just a professional career, your sales job. It ultimately is your life. How do you look at yourself at the end of the day in the mirror? Are you happy with where you're at? Are you grateful with what you have? Are you striving to get more like we are on this channel? And ultimately, attitude is everything. Attitude is everything. Everything can be taken from you. Your flight can get canceled. You can get fired. You can not hit your quota. Somebody could die. Bad things like that. And ultimately, it's you at the end of the day. You have the ability to decide. So I encourage you to, next time you find yourself getting angry in a situation, let that happen, because you can't control so much of what happens in life, and then recognize that, hey, I can decide how I respond. And ultimately, that's everything. Hope you guys wish me luck that we get back to Dallas. We're going to get back in the routine here. We have about a solid month of just absolute grind until Thanksgiving. So for those of you out there who recognize, hey, Q4, I need to show up, I need to perform, magic can happen in Q4. So hit it hard, work hard, write down your goals, and make sure if you think, hey, I want to start this new habit at the beginning of the year, I'm going to do whatever, start it now. Start doing whatever that thing is you want now, so that you have momentum carrying into the new year. And that falls within the whole attitude and belief thing as well. So we're going to end the video there. Thanks so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Connect with me on LinkedIn if you'd like to join networks. And of course, drop a comment down below for the algorithm. See you guys in the next video. Bye.